Hello, everyone. My name is Kimberly, and I want to talk about what it's like living with both mental and neurological conditions together. In previous videos, I've gone into detail about my struggles of major depressive disorder, severe anxiety, agoraphobia, as well as my diagnosis with the white brain matter, small vessel disease, and the RCVS, which is reversible cerebral vasoconstriction syndrome. Yes, a mouthful every time I say it. But today I want to talk about how these conditions affect and impact my life as a whole. Now, I am going to put this disclaimer out here. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose anything, and I'm not here to give medical advice. Everything I share is based on my own experiences, what I've learned from my doctors, and my own research. If you're struggling with your health, please reach out to a medical professional. I have to type this out before I read it because I will forget what I want to say, and there's so many important things to know, and I don't want to leave anything out. So if you see me reading, yes, you're reading from what I created. Okay, ChatGPT did help me a little bit, but for the most part, all the points are what I put in, and then ChatGPT helped me organize it and make it, where it doesn't sound so crazy, I guess. But I'm going to move on, okay? Now, first I want to talk about, when mental and neurological collide, what happens, what goes on. My mental health challenges started at an early in life. Depression and anxiety have been with me for as long as I can remember, and over time, they've made daily life incredibly difficult. Agoraphobia, it keeps me from going out often, and when I do, it takes a lot out of me. Crowds, noises, and even just the combination of talking, just everything. I hear it all. And it's like boom, 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 boom. And it's very overwhelming on my senses. And it makes my heart race, my hands shake. And I mean, it's just not mental. It's a full body reaction. And then came the neurological conditions, the fatigue, the joint pain, the headaches. At first, I thought they were just symptoms of my anxiety and my depression. But after years of struggling, I was diagnosed with conditions that affect the blood flow in my brain. This explained the physical exhaustion and cognitive issues I've been dealing with. But also, it meant that there was no easy fix. It is an invisible battle. One of the hardest parts of living with this is that none of it is visible. None of it. If you saw me on the street, you wouldn't know I go through this every day. There's no cast. There's no physical marker that says, hey, something's wrong. Because of that, people don't always understand. They assume I'm fine, or I'm worse, or that I'm lazy, or I'm making excuses. My condition has kept me inside, and that made it impossible to work like I used to. I was a waitress. I was in public all the time. I loved it, but the fear of going out and being around all those noises anymore, it's really rough. It really is. It really makes my ears feel like somebody is stabbing them, and then they go, woo, 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 woo. Yeah, that's full-blown anxiety, and at that point, if I'm trying to talk to somebody, I can't even hear them at all. Where was I? Sorry. I'll go off on a tangent sometimes. Yeah, the hardest thing is, having to accept that, I have changed. My body has changed. My mind has changed. Things have changed in my life, and as you get older, things change. This doesn't happen to everybody. unfortunately, it happens to some. So, I know I want to do more, I want to be more, but my body and my mind don't always cooperate. And it's frustrating, not just for me, but for those around me, those who come around, I know my anxiety and depression tend to push people away. I can be snappy, and sometimes I come across as mean. I don't always mean to. It's just the way my brain and my body are reacting, whether it's from my neurological conditions, my mental health, or both. I don't always have control how I come off, but I want people to know that it's not personal and that I appreciate those who stick around despite of it. Taking it one day at a time. I have to take it one day at a time. Living with both mental and neurological conditions is a constant balancing act. When my anxiety spikes, my fatigue worsens. When my body is in pain, my depression deepens. It's an exhausting cycle, and some days it feels like I'll never catch a break. But I keep going. Some days are harder than others, but I've learned to take things one step at a time. And I want others to know that they're not alone in this. If you're struggling and you know somebody that is struggling, or you just have questions, leave a comment. Let's talk about it. Because no one should feel like they have to go through this alone. Gosh, I can't even talk. Even on the worst days, I remind myself that I've made it through before and I will again, and so will you. No matter how hard it gets, you are still here fighting, and that matters. And if you need immediate support, call or text 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. There's help out there, and you are not alone. Thank you so much. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe. All these beginning videos are just the beginning for you to get to know me a little bit better. And then we're going to go on some adventures, because I like to go camping and I like to go hiking and I like to build fires, safe ones. But yeah, stick around. There's more to come. Right now it's just a get to know me, Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell for that notification for more, because I plan on uploading something of some kind of content at least once a day. I might even try more if I can, who knows, all depends on how I'm feeling. The last couple days have been good for me. I had some pretty bad days before that with my migraines, and had to go to the doctor to see my brain doctor, and he did 3 different things in the office. He gave me some kind of little liquid that tasted no. And then he did a nose spray, and it didn't help. So finally I had to lay down, and he had to take a syringe, not a needle, just a syringe. And I had to lay my head back as far as I could go. And then he put lidocaine up. I guess it went up maybe into that nerve, and that helped a little bit. And then I come home, and it came back, I guess, after the lidocaine had went out of working. I came home, and then he had to prescribe me some Compazine, which I think is a nausea medicine, but I guess it also works for migraines, and some Benadryl, and take ibuprofen. So I did that, and he said it should break the cycle. I didn't know it was a cycle. Learn something new every day, but it did. It broke the cycle. I've been good for a couple days, so I'm hoping that cycle doesn't reconnect, and go, because that's what it feels like. All right. Thank you. Like and subscribe.